And we're going to start with a little head, shoulders, knees, and toes, but in a seated position. And we're going to just a little bit of play with our fascia. So you're going to sit towards the front edge of your chair. You're going to go ahead and you're going to take your claw fingers and you're going to do a little wig cap wiggle. So you're going to push your fingers into your skull. And you're just going to squish, squish, squish the connective tissue around your head. So you feel a little wiggle around your hairline or your scalp. And then you're going to go shoulders, take elbow circle in one direction, take your elbow circle the other way. And then your hands are going to find your kneecaps and you're going to do doorknob turn. Doorknob turn, think doorknob turn like you're moving slightly the skin and connective tissue, but you're not trying to move the cap of your knee. And then go down, touch toes, come back up to the knees, go down, touch toes, and then go all the way back up. Wiggle the wig cap. There's your head. Shoulders, go elbow circle one way, elbow circle the other. Knees, turn the doorknob, touch toes, back to the knees, touch toes, and all the way up. We got 1 minute on the clock. Go at a pace that feels good. So you feel like you're getting a little bit of that movement of the skin and connective tissue. So wiggle your scalp, move your shoulders, wiggle the skin and connective tissue around the knees, doorknob turn, touch toes, touch the knees, touch the toes, all the way back up. And then here you're getting a little bit of gentle work in. Notice, how does your body feel? How's the heat? Are you already putting a little bit of perspiration over your brow, over your lip? Then you're going to say, I'm going to go at a moderate pace today because a little sweat is nice, but too much overheating is not going to benefit us. Ten seconds left. All right, that's time. Finish whatever of the bit you're working on. And now the next step we're going to go is we're going to start by come up to a standing position. You're going to walk your legs back so you feel your chair touching your legs. And you're going to attempt to sit your butt as far towards the back end of your chair as you can. So you're going to sit all the way down. And then you're going to do your little QL walk. So you're going to do booty walk, all the way to the front. And then you're going to shift over to one side, get into a little bit of a staggered lunge position. Reach down, touch the ground, come up, and then overhead reach as you come up to standing position. Go to center, touch the chair, find the back, QL walk, We're just getting those hip hike muscles, and then shift over to the other side. Little gymnastics in our chair. Step into that staggered lunge, reach down, touch the ground, come up, overhead reach, back to center, find the chair again, but as far back as you can go. QL walk. Scooch over to one side, bend down, touch the ground. So that twist and bend down is one of those little attentions we want to put in with empty hand, so that we feel like we can do that when we have to pick things up. And it's just one of those places where sometimes people cramp up their back. So we want to make sure we can do it all the time. All right, so we're alternating the sides. Reach down, come up. You've got it. Nice work. We got 10 seconds left. All right, that's time. Finish up whatever side you're working on. Nicely done. All right, now we're going to move ourselves around to the tall side of the chair. At the tall side of the chair, we're going to walk back to a down dog shape, and then we're going to start with a little free hand touching one side of the thigh, touch the other side of the thigh, and then you'll leverage and give a little pull. So hands are going to find the tall side of the chair, walk your butt back to a little down dog shape, put a little bend in your knees. Then you're just going to alternate touching the side of your thigh. Start with keeping your head forward. We just want to feel like, how does your shoulder feel today? Can you get a little bit of movement, slight touch across? And then if that feels good, add a little twist with range of motion, pull against your thigh, turn your head, look under your arm. If you get there and it's no good for your back, skip that part, do the stuff that feels just right today. And if you just like that little touch of breath coordination, it's an exhale as you gently tug against the thigh to twist. 10 seconds left. One of our moves today, we do need a wall for. So I'll say it, and it's one move and it's pretty simple. So hopefully you just have enough of a clear space of a wall that you'll be able to manage yourself against it. All right, come forward. Now we're taking it right into some rear leg lifts with our legs slightly abducted. It's going to be 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds on the other. Slide your leg back like you're trying to reach your toe kind of towards the corner of your mat. Keep your chest upright, keep your gaze forward. Lift up and down. You want to feel like your butt is doing the work. We got 30 seconds here. Torso stays nice and upright. Gaze is forward on the horizon, not looking down at our chair. You got it. The pace is up to you. How quick or slow you go. How are you feeling today? Is it too warm in your space? Maybe slow and steady is where it's at. 5 seconds left on this leg. All right, when you're ready, take a second, switch, slide the leg back, slightly abducted so it's pointing towards the corner of the mat. Chest stays up, head stays up and forward, gaze. 30 seconds on this side. We got 10 seconds left to tell you where we're heading next. We're going to be alternating single leg calf raise. When we do the single leg calf raise, you want to make sure that it feels like you're in good control of your upper body, well balanced. If you have mischievous ankles, mischievous feet, calf muscles that have a tendency towards a little mischief, then you're going to go double. You're going to hold on and go double. So choose the one that feels good. All right, release those rear leg lifts. And now we're going alternating sides. So single leg calf raise one, and then switch it over to the other side. And then very same principles here. Nice, tall, upright spine. Gaze forward, not looking down at our chair. A light touch to the chair so it helps us with our proprioception, knowing where we are connected to the space that we're working in, but we're trying not to have a huge death grip on the chair. If you're death gripping the chair, go with a double leg calf raise so you feel like you're in good control. Nice work. Five seconds left. All right, that's time. Now we're going to go side leg raise with a little knee bend. So you're going to go bent knee, the leg's going to raise out to the side, and then when you come in, the standing leg's going to do a little bend. So lift and then bend. We're going to do 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other. Basic principles still apply here. Nice upright chest, head forward position, not looking down at the ground or at our toes. Leg lifts out to the side, standing leg knee bends. And for that standing leg knee bend, it's really for me not about how far you go. It's just a little bit about putting a little strength into that quad muscle and then coming back up. All right, we got 5 seconds left on this side. When you're ready, switch, take it over to the other side, get yourself situated, leg goes out to the side, and then the standing leg knee bends. Nice work. Once you've got that motion going on and you know what you're doing, check your head position. We want some good posture here. Chin level with the floor is one way of thinking of it. And time, nicely done. All right, take a second, legs down, give it all a good shake. Now we're gonna do the glute back. This one's a fun one because it makes your brain do just a touch of work. So you're gonna take your theraband, and the theraband is going to be under the front foot, down in that low U. You're gonna slide the other leg back for that glute back where we get that nice firmness into our butt muscle. And then you're going to choke up on the band just enough So it feels like it kind of wants to pull your arms down a little bit. And then we're going to go rolling shoulders in opposition. So go, if your right leg is back, go right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. And then you're going to go rolling your shoulders in opposition. So right leg back, there's your glute, and then right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. We roll in opposition. Once you've got that going on, occasionally I'm going to say, come back and check in on your butt muscle. So when you take a little of that bilateral stimulation, you've got this shoulder roll going, one's going in opposite direction of the other, and it might make your brain focus on the shoulders, but let your awareness and attention come back occasionally to that glute. Get a good squeeze firmness into your right butt muscle. 2 seconds left. All right, take a second, release, switch sides. Right foot onto the loop, left leg back, glute kicked on, choke up on the band. Now go left shoulder forward, right shoulder back, and we roll in opposition. We got 30 seconds on this side. And then occasionally, once you get that little shoulder roll in opposition going on, then you want to feel back in to that left butt muscle, get it nice and firm, put a good squeeze in the bum. Makes your brain work. our second brain, our butt muscles being our second brain. 5 seconds left. And time, nicely done. All right, take a second, slow release. All right, now we have a fun little challenge. However, when you're doing this little bit, it's an eye closed maneuver. So you just want to make sure you're stable first and then close your eyes, but you're holding on the whole time. It's a single hand hold. You're going to lift one leg up and out to the side, and that leg is a little bit energized. So it's not just kind of a loose, lazy leg. It's a little bit energized. And then you're going to go whatever hand works good. So you can have a single hand hold. And then once you've got, I think I like opposite hand, opposite leg. So go for the hand and the leg that feels good, where you can create a slight idea of a balance. And then you're just going to put a light touch to the chair. And then if you feel good for 30 seconds, you're going to close your eyes. Instantaneously, it'll probably shift your balance awareness. Slow your breath, energize your leg. Rather than trying to anchor down towards the ground, think lift up through the top of your head, but keep your eyes closed down best you can. And sometimes balance is a little bit about knowing where you're going to fall if you come out of balance. All right, take a second to slow release. Woo, Elvis Asana, shake it out. And then we're going to do it to the other side. Leg lifts out, but it's energized. Arm comes out, so you have just a single hand hold. Get your balance first. And then once you feel relatively stable, close your eyes. Steady breath. Lifting upward through the top of your head. And time. Ooh, nice job. Okay, take a second. Release it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. All right. Now we're going to flip our chair so that we're at the low side of the chair. It's going to be slow motion sit down stand ups. So we're going to go with that nice slow metered pace. First things first. Now, last time we put our legs close to the back of the chair, put a little space between you and the chair. If it feels comfortable, crisscross your arms. If it feels better to have a little touch point, put your hands behind you. Go where it feels really nice. You're going to slowly sit down. And then you're going to exhale and come back up. And then you're going to inhale, slowly sit down. And then exhale, come back up. Nice and slow and steady here. Focus on that decelerization. You're already halfway there. Now, as we go, since I just did this myself, so you're going to take a second. As you go down, can you keep all of your toes connected to the ground as you do that slow decelerization? Try to avoid the toe lift. You got it. All right, the next time you come down, we're going to stay down. So sit your butt down. And then we're going to lean back just a touch. When we lean back, it's a lean back. It's not a leaning back into the chair. It's just a touch so you feel, and you can put your hands on your abdomen, lean back just enough so you feel your core muscles kick on, and then walk your legs out. And we're just alternating a leg lift. And if you like, keep your focaccia fingers right into your belly so you can feel, you're going to feel your abs are going to stay firm. And then low belly, you're going to feel hip flexors doing a little touch of work. So stay in that lightly lean back position, just so you feel strong and sturdy. Hands on, feel your thighs. You want to feel like the tops of your thighs do a touch of work. Low belly does a touch of work. Firmness in your center. You're already halfway there. Now, keep this going, but to tell you where we're heading next, the point of the exercise is that you make a choice. So what choice you make is no right or wrong. So for some of us, we'll do push the gas pedal with our theraband in a seated position. And then for some of us, we'll do push the gas pedal from a tabletop position, and you'll hold your theraband. One is a little bit more quad dominant. One's a little bit more hip flexor dominant. So if you know that you need the muscles around your knees to be a little bit stronger, I would say maybe do it in the seated position. If you need the muscles around your hips to be a little bit stronger, you possibly do it in the standing position. But the exercise is about making the choice. So I'm going to demo both, and then you're going to choose, and there's no right or wrong. So it'll be 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other. You're either going to stay seated or standing, no right or wrong. Seated position, you'll go holding onto the theraband, knee comes in, and we press out like we're pushing on the gas pedal, and we watch the wobble of the knee. So we just want to make sure it goes steady in and steady out. If you're going to do it from the standing position, I think I personally like the tall side of the chair, but it can also be done from the low side of the chair. You get your foot into the loop in standing. You choke up just enough. You hold on firm to the surface of the chair, and then you do that knee drive maneuver like the gas pedal is behind you. So the standing version, a little bit more front of the hips. The seated version, a little bit more tops of the thighs. Pick the one that you like. The exercise is about the choice. And then once you've chose your position, we got 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other. Take your time, slow and steady. It's all about that good control so that the knee, even in the standing position, the knee is trying to not wobble all over the place. It's a steady push. And we don't let the band snap us back in. We go in and out with the resistance of the band. Three seconds left on this side. All right, take a second, reset yourself. Pass your band over to the other side, adjust your grip, adjust your seat, adjust your stance, get where you want to be. Give it a little test drive, make sure everything feels good. And then when you're ready, 30 seconds on the clock, same thing on this side, slow and steady. We watch the knee. We want to try to make it go in that straight-ish pattern. We don't have any straight lines in our body, but we do want to just kind of keep a little trajectory so that the knee comes in and the knee goes out and it doesn't wobble too much as it goes. Nice work and nice choices. I just want to say, because it was all about the choice, and I like to see that some choices got made. So I'm so happy right now. All right, take a second, release everything. And now we're flipping our chair around again, coming down onto our back. Now we're taking it into, I say all that, we're not coming down onto our back just yet. Flip your chair around to the low setting. Now we're going to do standing at the low side of the table. Hands are going to find that tabletop position. And then it's going to be a rear leg lift and a rear leg lift. And you're going to alternate between those two. We might add an arm lift. We're going to see how the leg lift feels first. Once you've got your rear leg lift, you're going to choose a spot slightly ahead of your fingertips on the surface of the chair. And you're going to fix your eyes on that point. So your head does not move the whole entire time, except for if you're looking to the camera for a second. But otherwise, you're going to keep your head steady, gaze at that point slightly ahead of your fingers. And then if it feels good, think bird dog, opposite hand, opposite leg. as long as you can keep that steady head position. So you've locked your eyes on that single point, you're alternating your rear leg lifts, and you're adding an arm lift if you feel stable. Nice work. To tell you where we're heading next, we're going to put our back up against the wall. So it doesn't matter, we're not going to like move our arms too much or anything like that. We just want to take a minute to get some good postural work. So you just want a wall that you can go into that sort of wall sit-ish position. All right, take your time, come up, find your wall. For our wall position, all we want to try to get is butt, back of the ribs, back of the head connected. And then you're going to shoot for anatomical position with the arms. So for anatomical position, we say palms facing forward, arms about 45-degree away from the side of the body. And for us, we're going to do just a little intentional spread of the fingers. So walk your feet forward just enough so that your butt can connect, back of the rib cage can connect, upper back body connects, back of the head connects. Arms in anatomical position, spread your fingers. You want to think level chin with the ground, eyes in the horizon, anchoring the back of the rib cage. Now it's just a steady hold, but it can be quite challenging. So if you get here and you're like, "Whew, this is so much effort for me too," don't think you're alone. Tailbone, back of the rib cage, back of the head stays connected the whole entire time. And then you're just going to slow, steady breathe in and out through your nose. Now, to tell you where we're heading next, we're going to do a 45-degree lean and hold. It can be done up against the wall. So if you like feeling that butt touch to a surface, it just kind of gives you a point that you can reference, and then you can lock in all the other stuff. I'll say stay against the wall, but if it feels better to move away, you're going to do the thing that feels really good. But don't worry, we're still holding here for 20 seconds. So check that butt, check the back of the ribs, check your head, make sure it's all still connected. Spread your fingers, take a nice big breath. All right, take a second. Whew, soften everything. I think that wall hang made me sweat more than any of the squats. Okay, so if you're going to stay at the wall, you're going to kind of tilt your torso forward. You're going to bend your knees a little bit. You want to feel like there's a little V between your torso and your thighs, and then you're just going to hold at the chest, and you're going to level your chin. So your gaze will be slightly down on the ground. If it feels better to be away from the wall, a little bend in the knees, a little hinge, hands to the heart, little tuck of the chin, and we're holding. So whichever position you choose, once you get there, we want to think about where your bra strap is, and you just want to push slightly or think tuck the ribs so that there's just a little bit of a nice long line from your head to your ribs to your butt, and we're not arching the back too much. So we want to just reduce that excessive back arch. Think more lengthy spine or axial elongation. Slow, steady breath. 30 seconds left. Fifteen seconds left here, but to tell you where we're heading next, we're going to do a little bit of wiggly movement of the hips. And some of the, when we do like, we're going to do like hula dancers, we're going to make little circly movements with the hips. If you're like awkward, I don't want to do that in front of the camera, just step your body a little off screen so that you can do the hip circles and you feel good about it. All right, push strong into your feet, come back up nice and slow. First 10 seconds, wide stance, hula hoop circles. So you're just going to take your hips and draw them in some circles. So for this one, legs stay relatively straight, hips circle around, and the torso moves with. Take it in reverse, go the other way. All right, now step your feet in just a little bit closer, bend your knees, and now you're gonna circle the hips. So you're gonna think like you're a hula dancer. So your torso and your ribs don't move. Your knees move only in coordination with the circly movement of your hips. Go 10 seconds in one direction. I like hands on the ribs just so I can feel that I'm keeping most of my upper body pretty anchored. All right, take it in reverse, go the other way. One side might be smoother than the other. Don't worry about that. We're just looking for novel movement for our hips. That's all we're doing. And it's truly novel movement for our fascia. All right, hang there for a second. And then when you're ready, take a second, shake it, shake it, shake it. And now you're going to go to a comfortable enough stance. And now you're going to think figure eights with your hips. So find your hip bones and then draw a figure eight for the last 20 seconds. Your knees move with, your ribs might move a little bit with. Think smooth maneuver, reducing any stiff, sticky places, reducing any clicking. 5 seconds left. All right, that's time. All right, now we're going to come down onto the ground. We're going to go heels on hip bridge. So you're going to get the low side of the chair so that it's available to you. And you're going to kick your feet up and over. And if you want just that little extra something, theraband over the hips to give you that touch of resistance, if you want to. Come down onto your back. Pop your heels up onto your chair. We want heels anchored, feet lightly active, arms low, hold the theraband, or arms up, challenge for the backs of your legs. You're going to go for the one that feels good. On your next exhale, push into your heels, lift up, feel the strength in your legs, and then inhale, slow return. And you do want to feel like this work comes a little bit from the backs of your thighs. Lots of muscles help coordinate it, but you want to feel like a good majority of the work definitely comes out of your hamstrings. And you coordinate with the breath. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower down. This can be one of those challenging moves because hamstrings can have a tendency towards just a little bit of mischief sometimes. So if at any time you cramp up, take a break. Know that we go for a minute. You always have the opportunity to take rests as needed. You want to shoot for a little bit of work in the muscles, go to a point of fatigue, and then rest as needed. 5 seconds left. All right, that's time. Arms are going to come up into that goalpost position, and now you're going to go reverse crunch. So you're going to squeeze your knees into that space of your goalpost arms, and then release. We got 1 minute on the clock. Use your exhalation. Knees drive in, and then the inhale, they move away. You want to try to keep your head and your shoulders connected to the ground. Think more like you're trying to drive your knees up to the shoulders versus trying to bring your shoulders and your head to your knees. And don't worry if your knees don't come into that space between your goalpost arms. Goalpost is where you're heading towards. More important that you keep your shoulders and your head connected to the ground best you can. And then the breath work's a +1 because if you exhale, you get a little bit of that breath out of the space of your canister of your torso. 5 seconds left. All right, float your legs up into a legs up the wall situation. Let your arms come down. It's going to be a curl up, oblique, oblique. So you're going to do a little curl up, reaching your fingers towards the legs of the chair. Come down, anchor your arms. Tip a little bit over to the right, tip a little bit over to the left. Come back to center and do your little curl up. And then that's the work. You're going to alternate between those two spaces. If the oblique work wants just a little bit more of a structure, option 1, bend the knees, shorten the lever. Or option 2, let your arms come out a little bit wider when you tip to one side. And I say blade edge, pinky side of the hand to give you that good sturdy position. Little curl up, think sternum and head lift, lower down, tip your legs over to one side, feel the side of your waist kick on, tip them over to the other side, feel the side of your waist kick on. You've got it. All right, that's time. Float your legs back down so your heels find the chair. Send your left leg just a little bit longer. Cross your right leg over the left. The far away position for some of us is going to be where it's at. For some of us, it'll feel nice to slide the grounded leg a little bit closer to the front edge of your chair. And then once you've got a shape that feels just right to your body, adjust your shoulder blades, get your back of your neck nice and long, gaze at the ceiling above you, slow your breath down for a moment. All right, for the last 5 seconds on this side, for anybody who likes it, you're going to lift the figure four up just a touch away from the chair, and then think right knee is going to tip slightly, like 2 inches, no more, slightly toward your left shoulder. So you come in just a touch, tip it over just a touch, and you might feel a little change in where you feel sensation into your butt muscle, and then hang there for 5 seconds of breath. Excellent. And then when you're ready, slow release, uncross, send the leg a little bit long, recross. Long and low might be where it's at. For some of us, that's enough. For some of us, it feels good to come in a little bit closer. Find the shape that feels right, and then slow, steady breath. All right, last 5 seconds if you like, but one side might be different from the other. You lift up just a touch, and then you tip slightly towards the right shoulder. So think left knee about 2 inches towards the right shoulder, and then hold there for about 5 seconds. Beautiful. Slow, slow release. Uncross your legs. Take a second, light little windshield wipers. Now we're going to come up to a standing position. We're going to go a wide leg down dog type stretch at the surface of the chair. So bring yourself up in a way that makes good sense. You're going to go hands to the chair, walk yourself way, way back so you feel that stretch through the shoulders and upper back body. And then once you're there, you're going to just start to walk your legs out or toe heel them out. Get your legs as wide as you can get them to be. So you want to feel like there's a little positive stress in the inner thighs. And then we're going to do a little tick-tock of the hips. And when we shift our hips, think a light little tick-tock. And you want to feel like you just get a touch of stretch in the inner thigh, a touch of stretch in the inner thigh. Nothing extreme. All right, let the tick-tocking come to stillness. Let your chest sink just a little bit lower. Soften your kneecaps, lift your arches, take a nice big breath. Put a strong bend in your knees. Slowly, slowly, slowly walk yourself back up and in. Find that tabletop position, 3 little cat cows just to move the spine just a touch. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. One more just like that. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. See if you can keep that good rounding of the back. Bend your knees even more. Roll up to standing and then grab one wrist. Take a little bit of a lift. Tip over, get a little bit of space into the sides of your ribs. Take a nice big breath. Use your in-breath to come up. Grab your other wrist. Give it a little lift. Tip over to the other side. Nice. Take a second to lift up. Take a second. Woo, release. Give your arms a little shake. Give your legs a little wiggle. Chair is done. We don't need it anymore. You're going to want your foam roller. We're going to work a little bit into our shins and shoelaces today. So moderation where needed, cushioning where needed. So if you have mischievous ankles or shoelaces, sometimes a little blanket or towel across your foam roller is a nice thing because it offers just that little touch of softness. All right, so once you've got your chair cleared out of the way, theraband up and out of the way, we're going to come down tabletop kneeling position, but our foam roller is going to be a little off to one side. So we'll start underneath the right leg. And I just say that so that I can cue rights, lefts. You can always choose both one side over the other if it's your favorite, and know that I'll probably most likely repeat the other side. All right, so get your right knee shin up onto the roller and start with a knee down, toe down position and just give a soft, good roll. All right, take one or two more good rolls, and then you're going to bring it so that the foam roller comes underneath your shoelaces or top of your ankle, and then you're going to see if you can bring your knee down. And then you're going to do little forward and back movement, like you're just trying to bring your butt back toward your heels. This is the test the water move. If you get here and your ankle is like, hey, I don't really like that, then you're going to make little micro adjusts so that you can land it in a comfortable way. So perhaps it's a reduction of movement forward and back. Perhaps it's just completely lifting your leg off. So you're going to go where it feels good, test the waters. And then if you can go back a little bit with the butt, you're going to go back, stay there. And then if it feels okay, you're going to wag your tail just a little bit. You want to feel like you're kind of using your butt to roll across your shoelaces. Take one more moment. All right, now you're going to see if you can just stay in a sort of steady position and think circle your foot. It's going to be a reducted circle, but you just want to feel like your shoelaces stay lightly connected to the roller. You can move your butt away. You're going to give yourself the freedom to move so it makes sense. And then once you got a little bit of circular action going on, see if you can take it in reverse and go the other way. It's not a perfect circle. It's going to feel a little stumbly and jaggly. Don't worry about that. We just want to find that little compression against the shoelaces and a little bit of novel movement. Take one more second. And then when you're ready, lift back up, go back to that shin roll. Just roll it forward and back. Put a little blood flow into the back of your knee. All right, now we're going to go for a leg turn out, but we're going to go a little lopsided table as we go. So bring your left elbow and forearm down, turn your right leg out, and then roll the inside of the shin. Beautiful. One more good roll in and out. As we come through, we're going to scoop around through a seated position. So you're going to sit your butt back, bring the foam roller out in front of you. We're going to make all these little micro adjustments as we go. You're going to spin your foam roller so it's vertical in front of you, and you're going to take your right leg and hop it across like you're in a little bit of that externally rotated position. Lean out and lean off it in any way that makes good sense. You're just going to roll that outer edge of your leg across the roller. So how you get there is going to be what feels comfortable. For some of us, leaning away from it puts a little bit more space for the hip to move. For some of us, leaning into it, it feels a little bit better. So shoot for the one that feels like you can just get a little bit of side to side movement with the leg. Awesome. One more moment there. And then when you're ready, you're going to spin your foam roller off to the other side. You're going to float your way back up to your tabletop position. And now you're going to get your left shin up onto the roller. And then we're slow rolling again, just going from the knee towards the shoelaces. Before we even put any weight back, just kind of get a sense like how does your shoelace, how's the top of your ankle on this left side feel? And then the next time you find that shoelace point, see if you can land there for a second without even leaning back. How does that feel? And then does it feel good to take a little bit of forward and back movement, looking for range of motion, looking for points of compression that feel good. All right, and then once you've kind of assessed like how far back feels good to go, see if you can go into that far back position. Everybody's far back might look a little different. And then wag your bum a little bit side to side, like you're trying to use your butt to smush your shoelaces. Awesome. Take one more moment there. And then when you're ready, you're just going to find a nice enough position that you can move your foot in circles. So circle in one direction. Circle the other way. And don't worry about it being some sort of perfect and smooth circle. Let it be a little bit wobbly and jankety, doesn't matter. We just want to move some novel movement into the top of the foot. All right, take one more second there. And then when you're ready, lift your butt up just enough and then come back to that soft roll of the shin. Put a little blood flow back into the back of your leg. Lovely. One more forward and back. And then foam roller, much like life, always little constant micro adjust. So you always just have to reposition it from time to time because they get wiggly and mischievous out from underneath you. Right elbow and forearm down so you're in that slightly lopsided table position. And then the left leg is going to turn out slightly. So you feel like you're rolling that muscle to the inside of the shin bone. Beautiful. Take one more moment there. And then we're spinning it back around so that we can sit on our butt. Leg is going to be in that external rotation. Foam roller is going to pivot so that it's in that vertical position. How you get your leg where you want it to be, there's no right or wrong. We just want to shoot for finding that outside of the calf muscle onto the roller. Leg is slightly externally rotated and then re-roll. For some of us, lean forward, help the leg. For some of us, lean back, make space in the hip flexors. Go for the shape that feels good. I'm like, this feels like the lazy days of summer. I could stay here all day and take one more in and out. And then you're just going to flip your foam roller so it comes back to that horizontal position. And then we're going to do a little calf foam roller walk. So you're just going to start to walk the foam roller down towards your ankles and then walk it back up. And we're going to take a couple of times to walk. Just kind of tune in and notice, how do your calf muscles feel? Do you pick up any knotty places or points where there's just a little bit of tension in the calf muscles, or do they all feel sort of smooth and gentle and easy? No right or wrong, we just notice. We're going to break it up into 3 segments. So we'll say low segment near the ankles, segment 1, middle segment 2, upper segment 3. All right, the next time you walk down to segment 1, stay there and then do a nice light point and flex of the feet. All right, now you're going to turn your toes out. Think toes and knees. So your legs roll out and then point and flex your feet there. And then when we do the pigeon toe, it might be also like a little space between the legs. So you're going to go for that one where it feels the best to you. Excellent. Take one more point and flex and then pigeon toe your legs. Get the inside of the shin on and then a light point and flex. One more light point and flex. And then come back to that toes up neutral position and just a little windshield wiper action. All right, one more little windshield wiper and then walk the foam roller up to segment 2. Once you've got segment 2, twirl your feet in circles. Circle in one direction. Twirl your feet in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. One more twirl around and then windshield wiper the legs and try to shoot for like loosey goosey calf muscles best you can. All right, one more rock of those legs from side to side, and then move it on up to segment number 3. Find segment 3, and then come back to your feet, circle. Circle in one direction. Circle the other way. We're gonna go pigeon toes, ballet toes. You're gonna go pigeon toe in, turn the legs out. Pigeon toe in, turn the legs out. And you can adjust the width of your legs so it feels good. You want to feel like you get a little internal rotation at your thighs and a little external rotation. And you roll across the calf muscles. Go nice and slow. Take your time. All right, one more in and out. And then walk the foam roller so it just comes under the pits of your knees. Give the little lymphatic squish, squish, squish. Squish it just enough and then pull the roller a little bit into the backs of your thighs. Hold it firm against the backs of your thighs and do a little swishy, swishy, swishy with the legs. And then you're going to think drag, or like you're kind of turning the knob. So you're going to drag and pull the foam roller in a little bit further underneath your thighs and then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right, and then we're going to do that one more time. So you're going to pull the foam roller. So just a little turn of the knob and it just kind of pulls against that skin and connective tissue against the back, and then give a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Nice. One more moment there, and then we're going to hop our butt up onto the roller. So take your time, pop your butt up onto your roller, and then big roll across the glutes. Take it all the way over to the right, take it all the way over to the left. All right, the next time you roll over to the right, stay there and take it into a nice slow roll up and down. Slow like you're doing the silly putty, like you're just trying to get that warmth into the muscle, and it sort of gently starts to ease and move with that nice slow push. Great. One more slow roll on that side. And then when you're ready, come through center, tip over to the other side and slow roll there. Get that silly putty idea. Like you're just trying to work into the silly putty of your body. Let it be slow, let it be warm, let it be intentional. Beautiful. One more good slow motion roll. Come through center. Now you're going to locate the crest of your hip bone, and we're going to attempt to get the roller to just kind of hug up and over the crest of the hip bone. So you're going to locate it, and then you're going to see if you can you want to slide. You want to see if you can slide, 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 and then slide that foam roller so it comes up and over the crest of the hip. And then you're just going to lean into the side of your body for a moment and take 3 nice big breaths. For the last big breath, breathe like you're trying to move the water of your body, like you're trying to breathe down to the wateriness of your soles of your feet. All right, and then slow, 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 come off. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So if it helps you find that crest, come back on, find that left crest of the hip. So you want to kind of, we're going to scoop, we're going to slide down and then scoop up and over the bone. So tip, slide, drag the skin and connective with you. So you get a little bit of a pivot, come over the crest of the hip, adjust the foam roller so it feels good. It's not on the bones. It's come up and over and now it's in the soft tissue. Lean into it just as much as you can and then slow, deep, intentional breath. All right, last big breath. Breathe like you're trying to move the water of your body. Breathe all the way down to the soles of your feet. Nice. And then when you're ready, slow roll your way back to center. And now we're going to roll upper back body. So you're just going to readjust so that the foam roller comes to that low end of the rib cage, pick up your butt and do a nice, slow, intentional roll up towards the shoulders, down towards the low end of the ribs. Hands wherever you like them. Maybe sometimes we let them fly up. Maybe they help hold the ponytail and the little wispy ends of the hair up so we're not steamrolling ourselves. Arms where they feel good. Slow those. You want to go slow. Think like you're trying to smush the silly putty of the erector muscles, just rolling on all the way up to the shoulders. Slow, slow work. Right now, similar to that sliding down over the crest of the hip, you're going to come and adjust so that your right shoulder drops down. And then you're just going to kind of keep the upper trap connected to the roller. And you're just going to let your body weight come down. And then you're just going to let a little bit of your body weight. And I like to kind of hold on to the roller. So I just kind of keep it in place. And then once you feel like a little compression against that upper trap, slow your breath down. And I always like to think, don't worry if like you're like, I don't know if I'm in my upper trap or if I'm on my deltoid. None of that matters. As long as you're not hitting any points of pain, the muscles are going to appreciate a little compression and a slow, deep breath. So don't worry about it being perfect. Make sure it feels good. All right, take a second. We're going to roll our way through center. See if you can just fly those shoulders back up. Take a couple of good slow rolls. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it over to the left. So you're going to think, dip your elbow down, hike the shoulder down, slide your body down, keep that upper trap or that nice meaty part at the top of the shoulder where the shoulder meets the neck. Get that meaty guy onto the foam roller, slip yourself down, and then keep a little bit of a compression against that muscle and slow your breath down. Take one more breath. And then hopefully here, because it might be convenient, you're going to see if you can just slow roll onto the soft curve of your neck. But be mindful as you go so that you adjust your body weight so you're not putting too much compression against the soft bones of the neck. And then once you've got the soft curve of the neck underneath the foam roller, adjust it so it feels good. Similar to where we did earlier with that little turn of the knob or turn of the dial. So you've got the foam roller underneath the soft curve of your neck. Maybe if you can get it slightly towards that dowager hump space. We don't have one. We're just saying that's the place that we're calling it, that bony prominence at where the cervical spine meets the thoracic. Once you feel like you're in the soft curve of the neck, you're going to turn the dial of your foam roller. You're going to turn it slowly. You want to feel like the grippy texture of the foam roller gently tugs your skin, and you slowly turn the dial so that the foam roller starts to move slightly and gently up towards the occipital ridge, up towards that bony prominence of the skull. Take your time, slow turn the dial. And then once you've got that foam roller so that it's underneath that occipital ridge, then release your hands only if it feels good and do soft and gentle turns of your head from side to side. Go for one more slow turn of the head. Now we're going to go long spine position to finish. So you're just going to pivot yourself off, spin your foam roller around, tailbone on one end, head on the other. And then we're going to be mostly relaxed position, a little bit of arm movement, and it's a lot about the posture or this steady hold of our body against the touch points of the foam roller. So get your tailbone on one end. Slowly bring yourself down so that your spine roughly lines up with the line of the roller. Then we want to shoot for back of the rib cage, back of the bum, back of the head connected to the foam roller. Arms are going to come out into T position, palms facing up. Once you've got your arms out, recheck that back of the rib cage position. So we still want to feel like we've got a nice anchoring down position with the ribs, which for some of us will require a little bit of effort. And then you're going to use that touch point at the back of the ribs to expand your breath. So you're going to breathe as if you're trying to get that nice 360 breath into the rib cage, but you want to think front to back, side to side, so that you can feel the back of your rib cage connect just a little bit stronger as you take that nice big in breath. Take one more moment just to feel into the breath. Now we're going to think thumbs up, but thumbs up, not for us, thumbs up in our traditional thumbs up positioning, not thumbs up towards the ceiling, but go thumbs up, like your thumbs are up towards the top of your head. Arms are in a slight lift, and you're going to imagine that you're a dragonfly and you're fluttering your dragonfly wings. Thumbs up, palms are facing up towards the ceiling, back of the rib cage is anchored down. Flutter, flutter, flutter your arms. We want to do this work like we're waking up and alivening our fascia. It's not going to be like big grunting muscle work. So just give a couple more good flaps of your dragonfly wings and then take it into big, gigantic snow angel arms. Arms as far up as they comfortably go and arms down as far as they comfortably go. Beautiful. One more time up and down, and then go mid position. Arms are going to float up in front of your chest and do some scapular shoulder rolls. Last bit of work. Roll your shoulders up to your ears, around, down, and back. One more good scapular shoulder roll, and then just come back to resting position for a second. Let your arms come out T, maybe slightly somewhere between T and A. Let your arms rest heavy. Reduce effort if you can. Slow your breath down. Right hand to the curve of the ribs, left hand to the low hip point, and then you're just going to do a little pull with your hands. You're going to pull the rib and the hip like they're trying to stretch the line of the X slightly away from each other. So right hand on the ribs, left hand on the hip bones, pull a little bit away in a slight diagonal, take a nice big rib cage filling breath. And then switch. Right hand's going to find the hip point, left hand's going to find the ribs. Pull with your hands so you put a little bit of space or an idea of space of the skin and connective tissue in the fascia, and then take a nice big rib cage filling breath. Excellent. And then when you're ready, slowly release, come off nice and slow. Take your time. Roll yourself off to one side. If you can, place your foam roller in front of your feet, and then come up into a soft standing position just to give a little soothing to the shoelaces. So as you come up and around, just gently smush the shoelaces, just give them that little bit of love. Make sure your ankles feel pretty good about the work we did. Beautiful. One more roll of those feet and then leave the foam roller on the ground. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Slow roll your way up and then just give everything a soft little jiggle and a bounce. Make sure it all feels good. Kick out your legs, wiggle your toes. You guys are amazing. Nice work today.